equally human as we are, because he is an ex-convict, and that kind of perspective is being put in all ex-convicts inside society. That's why we want to eliminate that kind of effect towards these committers at the end of the day. Therefore, we are more effective in correcting them. That's your point.
Okay. Reality check, Mr. Chair. Public apology is already present in the status quo, regardless of imprisonment being absent or not. Secondly, Mr. Chair, they are not responding to the policy because they fail to argue at the additional value of their policy.
Yes, of course, ladies and gentlemen, they have stated that there is already public apology. But journalists more tend to go to imprisonment than to swallow their prides at the end of the day. Because as far as status quo is concerned, they may be in prison but still seen as the underdogs in society, which seems like justice has been denied to them, and still people believe in them. Therefore, those things that they have written towards that person still lives, and therefore the personality of the person still is not rejuvenated at the end of the day. And we want to correct that, ladies and gentlemen, which was not corrected by the correct mechanism. Lastly, we make them better journalists, because there is if they commit libel, the greater is damage towards them compared towards whom they are attacking to. Because if they commit libel, they have surrendered already their job as a journalist, and therefore it's more damaging to them as a journalist than not committing libel. Therefore, it's more deterring in the part of journalists, and it makes people more secure at the end of the day. And with that, we gladly open this.
Close the government's case.
Speaker spoke for 7 minutes 31 seconds. 7 minutes
and 31 seconds. Thank you, Deputy Prime Minister. May I now call on Deputy Leader of Opposition to formally end this debate. Hear, hear. For crying out loud, Madam Chair.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Mr. Speaker, sir, the government side is again fooling you. The reason for such status quo, as what is mentioned by Kuya Haira, public apology, monetary fines, and imprisonment is already an option for those who had committed libel. It doesn't necessarily follow that they have the option whether they want imprisonment or that they will say sorry for what they have done at that, or what have you. Secondly, Kuya Haira mentioned to you why was it enacted in the very first place, as to why libel in itself has these pillars, or has this imprisonment, has this public apology and monetary fines as pillars of the tower, as the pillar of the tower for a concrete law to be enacted or to be erected. However, what the government wants here is to take one pillar out of this tower. We believe in the opposition that taking one pillar of this law can tangibly harm or can tangibly decrease the funds of this law. We believe that it is a vanguard to protect us, and taking one recipe from this vanguard already does not make it a vanguard. That's why it will be unstable at the end of the day. That's why we want to stick in the status quo of libel as to what libel has as punitive damages, because we believe it is but rather just for this to be enacted. So going through my rebuttals, question number one, what the government wants to tell you is that, hey, you can just pay the fines and say sorry for what you may committed. Well, again, Mr. Speaker, clarify this. We already in the status quo, they say that, imprisonment will not work at that. Then how much for just saying sorry? Okay, I'll say that you're a gay, then I'll just say sorry at the end of the day. Well, I'll just write it that, hey, I am sorry. And I told you, truth to be told, the things that are said, the words that are spoken, even if you'll say sorry, cannot be credited again, cannot be discredited at the end of the day. Because if you already damaged the image of certain person, even just by saying sorry, you cannot get, or you cannot take back what you have said at the end of the day. And as to how their paradigm opens abuses for those rich enough just to pay the compensation and just say sorry without having the risk of being imprisoned at that. Because we believe, Mr. Speaker, that's why there is an imprisonment, for it to be balanced to each and everyone, that each and every offense or offender has propensity to be jailed and not just pay the fines and say, hey, I'm sorry. But before I proceed, yes, Al.
So the discourse in this debate is between whether we want imprisonment or no imprisonment coming from government bench. However, how does imprisonment as a punitive actions necessarily forward collective measures both in the parts of the victims and the perpetrators?
Okay, thank you for giving me a leeway to my first argument. My first argument is simple. How grave is libel is, that's why we should make the committer, subject the committer to hardline approach at that. We will subject them to hard approaches, to hard punishment, punitive damage at that, because we believe that damaging the personal image already can damage it for entire life, not just to mention for one case that, hey, even if you say sorry, you will get with it. But people will see or have heard or have read what you have written on other people can already damage the image, we may say, for a lifetime. That's why we believe that that is grave enough for those offenders, for those who committed to be subject to imprisonment at that. And we believe that those who are victims, Mr. Speaker, can have the right or can make those offenders liable and to be subject for such, not just lessening any punitive damage that they can get, because we believe, Mr. Speaker, that in this pillar, it is but rather just that this status quo should be maintained. But before I proceed, yes, Noel.
Take note, Stephen, that our mechanism is public apology. Therefore, you are trying to tell the society that you are lying. That therefore makes it saying, like, the other side is telling the truth and I am lying. Therefore, what I was stating was all wrong and you do not believe in that.
For crying out loud, Mr. Speaker, you can just say sorry or just saying sorry is also an option. For them, they've already said that, you know what, they've already mentioned to you that, you know what, journalist at some point will have high pride and will not say sorry. So how will their option or how will their mechanism fly? How will you compel the journalist to say sorry at that? Basically, that's a foolish assumption, Noel. Now, proceeding to my next argument, and as to how libel laws serves as a tangible fences for everyone to go beyond not go beyond their borders. We believe that libel laws creates again as fences for everyone, for the journalists and for the people to be protected in their own land, and for the journalists, to create or to move in their own boundaries. Okay, yes, we believe that they have the ethical code to follow, but we believe that there should also be a legal matter that should create or set the boundary as to where they can go and as to where they should not dwell upon. We believe that should be the case in the libel. But before I proceed, yes.
You've been talking about how your imprisonment in your policy actually serves as a vanguard to protect these victims from people who has the propensity to lie against them. However, given your policy present in status quo and has been incorporated in the law, why has libel continually existed in the first place?
Well, I don't get your point, sorry. Now, next thing that I should talk is how lessening the pillars of this tower will open doors to roads and other extreme forms of correspondence, the epitome of which is Orion at that. Basically, we believe that lessening the punitive damage will only give any perpetrators or any soon-to-be offenders a chance to do what they want to, knowing that they have already a lesson. There will already be lesson punishment for that. So we believe that summarizing the entire of this debate, we believe that in status quo, the pillars of this law should still stand and should not in any way be corrected or be lessened upon for it to be just and not unstable at the end of the day. And secondly, they talk about, this public apology will not be an option in their paradigm. First, for crying out loud, they're debunking their own case, is saying that the journalist has high pride, rather than saying sorry, they would rather go to jail. Well, we believe, Mr. Speaker, that if you're honest and your motives and our intentions are good, there's no room for you to be afraid of libel laws. As what Miriam Defensor said, he who is innocent is as brave as a lion. For the truth be told, only truth shall set a bar for you not to become accountable for any libel suits. That's all. Thank you.
Speaker spoke for 7 minutes 9 seconds.
7 minutes and 9 seconds.
7 minutes, 9 seconds.
Okay, requesting both houses to shake hands in the middle para makita. Or do you stop this?
No, don't stop it yet. Don't stop it yet.
Don't stop it yet. Shake hands in the middle. Wait, I can't get it. Wait, balik.
Wearing
Otro.
green does not make me a supporter of Gibo.
So this is my co-adge. This is the adge.
And the PM.
And the PM.
And the marshmallow.
And here's Hiram.